Hello all. After a small hiatus, we're back with the news of interest and my thoughts on what it means to us. Secret SLAs. Pam Baker over at Read Write Web identifies the SLA as one of the key areas holding back the larger market from adopting cloud solutions. She notes that until the cloud industry matures and vendors make it evident that they truly do have skin in the game, enterprises are generally better off going with a hosted version, where SLAs are more meaningful and advantageous, or in building private clouds. That's her quote. I have a couple of issues with that statement, but the rest of the article does make a lot of sense. Those issues? Coming from a hosting background, I know that hoster SLAs are generally, well, pretty appalling, possibly even worse than those now offered by cloud vendors. The other thing which Pam mentions is that SLAs are generally shrouded in secrecy, with NDAs being required before the contents are revealed. I happen to know, because I use them in an example in the private cloud workshops we deliver, that the Azure SLAs are publicly available for anyone to get, read, digest, and use. Pam's article can be found over at Read Write Web. OpenStack adds private cloud features. The Diablo release of OpenStack provides a couple of specific features aimed at those organizations seeking to deploy a private cloud infrastructure. The first is a cloud health dashboard, similar to the CloudWatch feature from Amazon, and is designed to provide admins with a view of their running services, their performance, and other useful metrics. The second feature is the ability to use Active Directory and LDAP for user authentication, making this more attractive to enterprise admins. My thoughts are that this shows a really positive direction and highlights the potential opportunity for supporting the Hyper-V stack here. AD Auth is built in, so we can tick that box, and the dashboard is something which can currently be constructed relatively easily using System Center Operations Manager and the SharePoint dashboards available for it. But maybe that's the point, it needs to be built. Perhaps there's a niche there for creating that dashboard either on a bespoke basis with some pre-designed templates, or as a quick start solution. That would certainly help promote the private cloud use of the Hyper-V stack, and we know Microsoft are going to be very keen on that this year. Info on OpenStack can be found at openstack.com/blog. Hyper-V support has been added to the Open Nebula environment. It's about time we started seeing this. I was getting a little bored talking about the new cross-platform management environments and not seeing Hyper-V among the list of supported systems. We're expecting to see support appearing in October of this year, and this is very good for everyone, as it provides some comfort for those organisations with other hypervisors in use who may have some reticence in having yet another management system to look after or integrate. It also helps with migration scenarios, where longer timelines for coexistence might be required. There's a post on the Open Nebula blog about this. Business intelligence just got personal. I had an article on cloud-based BI last time out, but this one is different in a couple of ways. Firstly, it's for simple data in Excel sheets. Secondly, it's free. Of course, if you're happy to pay MicroStrategy, that's the people behind this, some money, they'll give you a much broader and deeper solution. But the free one could just be enough to get folks out of a hole in terms of presenting data in a usable way to a large audience. I'm still thinking that there's an angle here for the presentation of usage, performance, SLA, or other information from hosted and cloud systems, or other platforms that we help to implement or implement on behalf of our customers. Details on a sign-up page are over at microstrategy.com. Google dropped its DOI lawsuit. Yep, it seems that the big G has decided not to pursue its suit against the US Department of the Interior based, and I quote here, based on the defendant's agreement to update its market research, a process that may include the issuance of a request for information, and then conduct a procurement subject to the availability of appropriated funds and in accordance with the Federal Acquisition Regulation in a manner that will not preclude plaintiffs from fairly competing. The DOI entered its own motion the following day, stating that while it fully supported Google's decision to withdraw its suit, no agreement had actually been entered into. Is it just coincidence that an examination ordered into Google security was to be carried out by an independent expert who was ordered to report their findings back to the court? This was supposed to give Google a chance to prove its mettle, but I'm guessing that that analysis and reporting now simply will not happen. Read into that what you may. I'm also guessing that Google is reanalyze its position and its strengths against Office 365's federal propositions and Amazon's AWS GovCloud. again that very familiar name, to ensure that it chooses the right weapons for the next round. Remember, this case is now 1 year old and times and technologies have moved on. So that brings us to the end, and that's all from me this week. You'll come back now, you hear?